313watkins.com. Streaming on Roku.
If you enjoy the music, the talk, and the vibe right here on WHPR, we need your support. Help us keep independent radio alive by sending a Cash App donation of whatever you can to $WHPR TV Radio. Every dollar makes a difference. That's $WHPR TV Radio. Support the station that supports you.
In Detroit, we are here once again with Politics or Politricks, you decide. And we're just coming off the summertime right now. We have a special guest in the studio right now. No other than Mary Waters. And I want to give it up. Mary Waters in the studio, y'all.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Certainly appreciate the opportunity to come here and share with your listeners.
Yes.
I know that you keep your listeners excited every single week, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do. Yes. Yes.
I'm sure. And so it's an honor to be here. I'm on the Detroit City Council. I'm an at-large member of the Detroit City Council, and everybody, that means I represent the whole D.
That's right.
I always like to tell people it's the whole D. And we worked very, very hard. I was a top vote getter in this last race. And what that tells me is the fact that we're doing the work.
Yes.
You know, we're not seeking headlines, none of that. But we are doing the work, and the people know that we've been doing the work. And that is the other reason that I know that I can deliver on behalf of the people in the 13th Congressional District, because I know how to get the job done. And so I filed, let me just tell you this little story, if it's okay with you. I filed for Congress, and I was ultimately 24 signatures short.
Okay.
24. Because it started out with 33, but then it went to the state, and the state approved another 9. And we were running out of time, then took it to court.
Right.
Before we took it to court, we found the additional 24 signatures that we needed, in addition to a few more, and basically just got ignored by the court. Didn't even receive a hearing. None of that.
Okay.
And the reason that it breaks my heart is because there are people who took the time to sign my petition. I fought hard to make sure that I got my name on that ballot. But the court didn't care enough. And those are the kinds of things that we have to change. We have to make changes in the system, because if the courts, either one, don't care enough, or two, don't understand what they should be doing, then perhaps there should be some other entity who specializes in looking at signatures and hearing your case, because the court pick and choose who they want to hear from. And I think it ought to be mandatory that they hear from everybody so that you can basically outline your case. So at any rate, I decided that I was going to do a write-in anyway on behalf of those who took the time to sign my petition, because the people who took the time to sign it understand that Mary Waters knows how to deliver on their behalf. It's not about the person. It's not about age. It certainly it's not about headlines. It's not about gender. It's not about race. It is about the best person who can get the job done. And I've got to tell you, I have a proven track record. I mean, this is not theory. This is Mary Waters, a person who's been getting the job done for some years. And we need a person. These are some very delicate times right now in Washington, D.C. You need a person who understands that they need to bring the resources back home. Don't be looking for headlines, throwing the things. You can't just say things that you know that you cannot deliver.
That's right.
It takes relationship building, and it also takes a person that knows how to do exactly that. Some of the things that I did when I was even a state rep in Lansing, got the job done, managed to build those coalitions with my colleagues and with department heads and so forth. That's what you have to do if you want to deliver. And when you look at the entire 13th congressional district, we all have a number of things in common.
Mighty, mighty 13.
You know, we have a number of things in common. Everybody wants decent housing, right? Everybody needs to bring home additional resources to address what? Their aging infrastructure. I bet you we can't find a single community in the 13th congressional district who does not want more dollars to address their aging infrastructure. Whatever that might be, I'm sure that is what they want. So I have the experience. I have a record of delivering, and I know how to go and build those coalitions in order to get things done. And that's what Mary Waters knows how to do. And I'm asking people in the 13th congressional district, when you get your ballot, go down to where it says U.S. Representative in the 13th congressional district, and write in Mary Waters, and make sure you shade in that over so that the vote counts. You write in Mary Waters and you shade in that over so that the vote counts. And I'm asking people in the 13th congressional district to do that. Let's show them that because people took the time to sign my petition, and because the system decided you do as I say, we decided we're not going to put you on this ballot, because that's ultimately what it was. We worked hard to get affidavits and everything that we needed in order to be on that ballot. And guess what? It did not happen. The other piece of that is that people don't want to sign petitions the way they used to. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that people don't want their address out there. So I'll be calling on the state legislature to figure out another way to do this. Other states, we're pretty antiquated right now here in Michigan, in fact. We need to do what some of the other states have done, and that is to improve the system, make people feel safe, and feel as though they want to sign your petition, so that when they sign it, they don't put an incorrect address on there.
Yes.
You see, because it happens. And I understand why they do that, because they don't know where the petition is going to end up. I do understand that, which is why the system is broken the way that it is, and we need to fix it. And that is a responsibility of our Lansing, our Michigan state legislators, and I'll be sending that message to them. I'm hoping that some of them hear it right now, but if not, I will certainly be getting it to them in other ways.
All right.
I
So
love
I
it. Want to give a shout out to my co-host and bring them in there.
So I'm sorry I'm late. I was caught up in 8 Mile traffic.
It's good to see you always.
You always listen. I want to tell y'all, this is I coined the phrase. Well, I ain't gonna say that. with Miss Mary Waters, I call you the Fannie Lou Hamer.
Yes, you
and I think that people don't understand the qualifications you have for the position you're running for. You have done tremendously a lot for the city of Detroit. You are definitely tried and true to the city of Detroit. I know when I was seeing you was a part of the lawsuit for suing deadbeat landlords. Can you please share more information about that?
Are we talking about either tenant rights or deed fraud?
Correct, both of them.
Both of them. Well, the Tenant Rights Commission, I did form a Tenant Rights Commission, which all of my colleagues voted for it, and that is so that people will have a commission that they could go to and receive some sort of relief. That is the purpose of it. And if, in fact, the landlord refuses to make the necessary repairs that they should be making, then the residents, those renters, can take their money and put it into escrow.
Okay,
yes, and so no more of ignoring people when they need. People can't be living in those types of conditions. Right. You all remember the 11-month-old baby Kamaya Davis, who fell through a hole in the floor and died. She fell into the basement of water and feces, and she drowned. Lost her little precious life, never had a chance in this world. But these are the kinds of conditions that we cannot tolerate. We also sued a company called Real Token. They had about 400 properties on the west side of Detroit, most of them, and people were living in deplorable conditions.
Correct.
Yeah.
It is just unacceptable.
Correct.
So we sued them, and we're making sure that people are made whole.
Correct.
And the city of Detroit's law department has stepped up
Yes, ma'am.
big time.
Yes, ma'am.
And because guess what? The owners, guess where they are? Somewhere down in Florida enjoying the sunshine. They are. They had created 165 different LLCs.
Oh, wow.
That's why it makes it so difficult for municipalities to track people who own these homes. So I did ask Lansing. I said, we have to be able to track these landlords. So anytime that they bundle properties and they have more than 5 or 10 LLCs, we need to know exactly who they are and where they are. And so Lansing is coming up with a package of bills to address these LLCs. They haven't rolled them out yet. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, ma'am.
So that we can hold these people accountable. Now, I'm not saying that LLCs are bad, but what I am saying is that when you purchase bundles of properties, we need to know who you are and where you are. And that was the purpose of that legislation. I recently introduced an ordinance that for renters is rental fees. Now, I don't know how many people who've been trying to rent a place recently, but these folks are just all over the place in terms of the application fees.
Correct.
You know, some might charge $50, some might charge $75, others might charge $250.
Yes.
There's a lady right now who had to take somebody to court. They took her entire $2,500 and said, you can't get your money back.
Correct.
Oh my goodness. And she didn't get the place either. So if you are not going to rent to that person, you know that you're not, don't take their money, return their dollars.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what they need to do.
So I think we want to take a call?
No callers.
All right. So I want to ask this question. Can you tell us more about because I know I have a passion for seniors.
Yes.
And your name is written all over the senior citizens. I love what you do. Can you please share that part of your contributions to senior citizens?
Oh yes. My goodness. I have a senior center that's going to be opening up in the next few months down on Lafayette and Mount Elliott.
Really?
It's going to be for seniors only.
Love
Okay.
that.
So, you know, and so I have to find the money to open up one on the west side. I don't want my west side seniors getting upset.
right.
But that is a start. They'll be able to go in there, relax. They can play bingo. They can get a massage. They can have a smoothie. They can do all of those wonderful things. And that was the purpose of it. Because if you're younger than that, if you're not a senior, you cannot come in.
Hello.
You're, yeah,
Good.
you're
No,
not
that's
allowed
great.
in there.
Yes, ma'am.
So done that. I also started a senior accessibility program for seniors who have mobility challenges and they live in their own home. We install ramps and rails and some assistance with their showers and help them get in and out of the showers.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've been looking out for our seniors. We also approved the program when the winter. What we do is that seniors who need their snow removed, yes,
big.
they can have snow removal. Now that was not my program. I certainly supported the program. That was then Fred Durhal's program.
Yes, ma'am.
But I've got to tell you, we're doing all that we can because we want to thank our seniors.
Absolutely.
They've paved the way for the rest of us, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And we owe them.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
I want to make sure that they don't get priced out of their homes.
Yes, ma'am. Facts.
You know, for those who are renting in these high rises and so forth, the rent continues to escalate. They want to charge more and more money, and our seniors are on a fixed income.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And so we need to protect that. We need to protect their Social Security,
That's right.
because we have some people in Washington, D.C. that wants to change all of that.
Correct.
And you worked hard all your life, and now you can't enjoy your Social Security? I mean, really?
Yes, correct.
You know?
Yes, ma'am.
But yes, we have a number of things that we're doing on behalf of our seniors, because we really and truly do appreciate them. And on July 28th,
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
July 28th at the Eastern Market,
Okay.
Shed 3 and 4,
Yeah.
we're doing our annual Senior Summer Sizzler.
Okay.
right.
Hello. Another round of applause.
Yeah. If people live in apartment buildings, we send buses there. For people who don't want to drive downtown, we send buses to recreation centers and community centers to bring them downtown so that they can enjoy themselves. Live entertainment, lots of food. It is an opportunity for our seniors just to have a really wonderful time. And I started that a few years ago. And a lot of the seniors said, "Now, when is a sizzler?"
Right. Well, I want to comment on that. I went to one. I was invited by Bobby Christian,
Uh-huh.
and to say the least, I
Shout out
was
to Bobby.
excited. It was great that you do that. That you take that kindness of your heart to consider that. Now, I honestly, and I'm not slighting no other politician.
Uh-huh.
You know, I have never seen nobody do that.
Hello.
I mean, really take the love and concern for the things that you have done. Because I grew up in Section 8 housing.
Yes.
And Ms. Waters, it was absolutely horrible. And so we need people to go to Washington, D.C. that cares about the average person.
Oh, yes.
And you, like I told Justin when he called me, I said, "Oh yeah, you put in the work."
Yeah.
And
Yes.
what the Bible say, know them by their works.
Yes.
Right? Know them
Yes.
by their works.
By their works, yes.
A lot of people got lip service, Ms. Waters.
Yes.
But you done legitimately earned your keep.
I hope that the people feel that I've earned it. I believe that I have. And so I hope, and I'm asking that they write my name in under U.S. where it says U.S. Representative, 13th District, write in Mary Waters, and then shade in that oval.
So let me ask a question, and I know this might be on the hot seat. Are people afraid of you going up there doing something? I mean.
Well, they've been busy just trying to keep me out of it, haven't they?
So it's almost like when you are afraid of somebody that you know they really gonna, because politicians now are. That's why we named the show "Politics or Politricks."
Yes.
You decide. You actually care about the people, and Ms.
Right.
Sometimes people are afraid of that.
Listen, if the people in the 13th congressional district send me to Washington D.C., guess what? I'm going to do my job.
Absolutely.
I am going to do
Absolutely.
everything that I possibly can on behalf of the people in this district.
Right.
And I want to teach some of the others who have forgotten about why they're there.
Correct.
The reason that the people send you, the reason that the people take the time to elect you to office. It is not there for you to just be tooting your own horn and feeling as though you are high and mighty,
Correct.
that you're better than the people who put you there.
Correct.
That is not why you are there.
Correct.
Right.
And we have lost our way. And you know, and years ago, I started saying to people, I said, look, you don't have to put your elected officials on a pedestal. That's not where we belong.
Oh.
We are public servants.
Correct.
You know, and that's what we are. I know in my heart of hearts that I'm a public servant. I mean, people might want to call me a politician, but I'm really not.
Correct.
I am a public servant,
Correct.
and I enjoy the service. And I says, as long as God gives me the strength,
Correct.
That's right.
I will continue to be a public servant. And I'm going to do my very best wherever I am on behalf of those that I represent.
Well, I can tell you. I mean, I don't hear nothing but goodness about you, and I love what you do. You know, and I'm not a person. Just until anybody watch my show, no, I don't brown nose. I just call a spade a spade, and I believe and I know that you have earned your keep. You know, so if anybody want anything done, because we're in the hour right now in this political arena,
Yes.
where we got to find some. They just shot this did the TPS today, Supreme Court ruled in favor of Trump, denying TPS, temporary protection order for the Haitians. They just shot that down. So as of July 1st, I think it was 350,000 Haitians got to be out of America July 2nd. So we got to have people.
I mean, if that's not race.
Well, they said it wasn't. The Supreme Court said.
Yeah, okay, right.
Right, but we got to have people like you that's not willing, Detroit style, to go out there and say, hold on.
Yeah.
We going to play this game because we got to have somebody looking out for us.
I mean, there are a lot of other
right.
foreigners other than Haitians.
Correct.
I mean,
Right.
oh my goodness. I mean, this country is full of them.
Correct. Correct.
They don't, and they don't all look like you and I.
Correct.
They do not.
Correct.
So, and then in addition to that, Trump decided he was not going to sign the affordable bill that they passed, that the House and the Senate passed.
Correct.
Because what? He wants his SAVE Act passed.
Correct.
He wants that passed so that why? So that he can prevent mail-in ballots.
Correct.
He does not want our seniors to be able to vote by mail. Once eliminated, a lot of people can't get out and vote. One of the best things that we have going on so that everybody can participate in that process is a mail-in ballot.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Well, he wants to stop all of that
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
with that SAVE Act.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so, I mean, you're talking about just pushing democracy down the toilet.
Correct.
That's exactly what's happening here.
Well, what we do know is you will fight for the seniors.
Oh, for sure.
Having a proven track record.
And I'm going to fight for our young people too.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
You know, I've done some things at City Council for our young people, or young people who want to start their own business. I started a program called Next Up 313. Teach them how to start a business, how to grow it, and how to sustain it. I started the very first veterans department.
Okay.
Looking out for our
Hello.
veterans. We have we have about 21,000 of them in the city of Detroit, and we have to do better by our veterans as well. And so, we're getting it done, and we're going after those people who are going around stealing folks' homes too, and with deed fraud.
Explain that. Can you
Well,
explain that?
well, yeah. So what they're doing, sometimes people will find out that they've been subjected to deed fraud. For example, they might apply for a loan, try to refinance something. They might almost anything. And then you find out, they're like, oh, well, you're not the owner. Some of the people who've applied, there's one guy who applied for the HOPE program trying to get some help with his property taxes. They said, you don't own the property. And he was like, what? I don't own the property. Somebody had went in and filed a quitclaim deed with the Wayne County Register of Deeds to take his property. It happens so often. And then, they're busy scamming our elderly in particular.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so we started teaching people how to protect themselves. First of all, if you live in Wayne County, go online or go downtown and sign up for the Wayne County Register of Deeds alert program.
Alert program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that if anybody files anything against your property, you will be notified via text message or email, depending on which one you give them, about that filing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And especially with our elderly, if you know some elderly people who needs to be protected, make sure that we assist them in getting them signed up for that alert system, because it's absolutely critical. And I want to say to our elderly, don't sign anything that people ask you. Sometimes people act like they're going to take really good care of you. Next thing you know, you'll be on the streets. You won't have a place to live, because then they'll turn around and send somebody in and evict you. And it's very difficult for both for the courts and for the Register of Deeds, because state law does not say to the Register of Deeds that you have to make sure that this application is legitimate. State law says you've got to make sure that everything is responded to correctly.
Oh.
That's all. So they don't know if it's true or not. And it's not their job. State law does not allow them to do that. So that's something else that Lansing is working on as well. And I told them, I said, you guys have got to get it done so that you can protect people from losing their homes. And guess what, guys? This is a national issue. It is happening everywhere, everywhere across this country. New York, they started something called deed theft, you know. And I also started a program at the City of Detroit, a pilot program, so that our law department can put in some other measures to help protect our residents in the City of Detroit. So we're trying everything that we can to help protect people. It's an investment when you own some property.
Yes, sure
And
is.
then
Yes,
all of a sudden, you try to do something and you realize it's not your property anymore. They've
terrible.
stolen it.
That's terrible.
And these are the kinds of things that are happening. So I'd like to try to get the word out to as many seniors as possible, in particular our seniors. But we've held town hall meetings all over the city of Detroit,
Yes.
talking about that, educating people in terms of how to protect themselves. And we had some people that come in and volunteer their time just to help to teach people. Some people from the Wayne County Register of Deeds office. We had an attorney by the name of Suzanne who came in, volunteered her time. We had some people from the title companies who volunteered their time, Lakeshore Legal, United Community Housing Coalition. Everybody that can help you people for free if you don't understand how to protect yourself. But I say start out with the Wayne County Register of Deeds, then call up Lakeshore Legal or the United Community Housing Coalition and say, how is it that I can further protect myself?
Okay.
I like this.
So you're saying be
I like
proactive,
this.
not reactive. That's what they
That's
say.
right. Just need to be
right.
proactive. Absolutely.
Well, let me ask you this: can we? Because I again, you know, I have a love for seniors unconditionally. So, is there any? My uncle was asking me yesterday here in the nursing home. He said, "Well, how would I get my mail-in ballot? How do seniors get mail-in ballots?
question.
Mail-in ballots at nursing homes, which there's a great population of senior citizens that want to vote. Right? They're like, okay, I'm excited.
Yes.
And we have to, well, my thing is, can we set up a system where they can get their mail-in ballots at the nursing home?
Now the city clerk here in the city of Detroit does have people who go out to the nursing homes, and they work with the coordinators there in the nursing home and say, how many people do you have that want to vote? Sometimes people need assistance, and they have people that can assist people in terms of if they say how they want to vote. In fact, if they can't write themselves,
Right.
shade in that oval and so forth, then the city clerk and the city clerk only can send out special deputized people to assist people
Nice.
in nursing homes. And usually the nursing home coordinators will call the city of Detroit and say, hey, listen, my people have not received their ballots.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And then so they're supposed to check it out and mail out the ballots if necessary.
Okay, I like
I
that.
like that.
So now, if we can, I want prematurely, Congressman Mary Waters, you go there. Would that be one of your primary issues? Is to focus on senior citizens getting mail-in ballots all over the United States in nursing homes?
Well, let me. Most of the elections are controlled by the states. Elections are controlled by the state. But if you have somebody like this current president who says we're going to stop mail-in ballots because he wants to stop it for the
Correct.
entire country,
Correct.
right? So I certainly would be opposed to that. And I'll be proactive in terms of finding other ways to protect people.
That's good.
And that's what we'll have to do. We get there because I got to tell you, people just introduce some crazy. When you're a legislator, you can't believe some of the things that comes across your table in terms of what people want to introduce. So we have to be diligent and watch out for those kinds of things. Listen to your colleagues. Make sure that you're proactive too.
Yes,
And identifying better ways to help protect people.
Well, you know, one thing I'm really getting upset about. I'm gonna say this, that some of the younger, I guess, I don't want to say progressive, but some people are really trying to push out the older, active Democrats. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm just like, wisdom is powerful, right? And we learned that in African culture that wisdom is powerful. Mm-hmm. Or they have this anti-women thing against electing, call a spade, black women. Mm-hmm. You know, so and that's why I said we need women, people like you in there, so that issue can be on the forefront.
That's right.
Because they know that black women are strong women.
Correct.
Right.
We are across the board.
Correct.
And you're not going to control black women.
Correct.
Black women will have an agenda. They will understand what it is that they're supposed to do when they get there.
Correct.
And that's just how we are. So they look for the weaker side. Correct. Somebody that they can control, that they can put in office. Somebody's really not going to do anything as they don't do anything.
Correct.
You know, and this progressive movement really is hurting the Democratic Party. That is true.
200%.
It certainly hurt Kamala Harris when she ran for president. They just didn't vote for her.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, and look at what we've got.
That's right.
Right.
You know, and
Yeah.
so what? She's not perfect. She didn't comment on everything that you wanted. Nobody will. No candidate will. They're just differences, but overall, it's certainly going to be 100 times better than what we have right now.
So I got it. I know you've heard this FAFO, right? FA, right? Decimal road. So when I look at Kamala Harris election, I look at you, I look at Jasmine Crockett, right? Kamala Harris is overqualified. I always ask people, will you hire somebody to run your company that filed 6 bankruptcies? The first thing is no, but you let them run the country. When I see Jasmine Crockett, she was very effective.
Yeah.
You know, she was a Mary Waters in the making. Correct? We're going to say it like that. Mm-hmm. What Texas say? Well, we like her, but we don't want to put in there because you don't want a black woman in there.
And then they redrew the lines and drew her right out.
Yeah. Oh, drew her out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was the whole reason for redrawing the lines. Okay, we can eliminate certain people here who are in Washington, D.C. who are speaking out. Mm-hmm. That was the purpose.
Do you feel, because we need somebody going to speak out. Let me phrase it like that. Because that can happen in Michigan.
Yes.
Let me be clear.
It could.
We don't have, this is the thing we have to ask ourselves. There's no black congressperson in Michigan right now. Facts. This is a fact. Mm-hmm. Do we have people that can speak like Mary Waters, truth to power, right now, because that's what we need? Do we have that?
Well, let me put it to you this way. When I ran for Congress in 2024, I never once said, elect me because I'm black.
Correct.
But elect me because I know how to get things done.
Correct.
And that's why I was saying a little bit earlier to Justin that it's not about race, it's not about
Correct.
gender, it's not about age.
Correct.
Because ageism becomes a problem too.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, you're older now. You shouldn't be going to Congress. Well, can I still think? Can I still walk around? Can I still get things done? Hey, excuse me. Correct. Yes, I can still do this job. But that's how we are. So you put a person there, just going to be there in name only,
Correct.
just because they're black. Well, we don't need that either.
Correct.
Exactly.
I mean, we just don't.
Correct.
We want people who are going to be effective.
Correct.
I mean, just screaming loud and all those kinds of things.
Hello.
Getting the headlines about what you're going to do.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Correct.
It is not going to work because then we're going to have somebody in there again not delivering on behalf of the 13th congressional district.
And that's a problem.
And people don't want to admit that. So I do not. Yes, it would be nice to have somebody black. I just happen to be black.
Correct.
That's right.
But I also am that person that know how to get things done too.
Correct. You
got a
So
lot
I
of
feel like
solutions.
I'm the full package
Yeah,
deal.
yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if somebody want to question that, look at your credentials. And what I say, I hate when people say that, well, you guys are we don't point out black, you do. And then they say when we bring up a black issue, you bring up identity politics. You do too when you talk about immigration. You do too when you talk about LGBTQ.
Hello.
But when we bring up, hey,
yeah.
you know, because I wouldn't even address the issue of you being a black woman if that was not something that's surrounding Kamala Harris not being elected president, Jasmine Crockett. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
As you said, when black women are focused, they're focused.
They are focused, and there's nothing you can do with them. I'm telling you,
Correct.
Because they are strong.
Correct.
We were built that way.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
and it's kind of like I'm here. I'm on a mission. The people have put me here, and I'm going to do my very best. And that's what we do.
And I think honestly, let's call a spade a spade. That sometimes intimidate people that look like us.
Yeah. Oh.
Let me call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
That's in the Democratic Party. You know, because they want to just go along to get along, to be there, just to talk along.
Well, they want people to focus in on the issues that they say. And that's not what
you mean? Explain.
I mean, for example, the Democratic Party has a list of issues that they believe are important to the party.
Oh, got you.
But there are some issues that are important to our communities too.
Correct.
Our individual communities.
Correct.
And you cannot forget that.
Correct.
You've got to represent. If you get elected to 13th congressional district, you've got to understand what Highland Park needs and work to help them. You've got to understand what the city of Detroit needs, work to help them. The Grosse Pointe, Wyandotte,
Correct.
all the way down. We have some things in common, but each community also has something really unique.
Correct.
Then we need to know what those things are, and we need to work with their local officials so that they can help us determine what we should be bringing back home, the types of resources that each community needs.
And I think because Highland Park is one of the poorest, the poorest areas in Michigan. Where's the bacon?
Well, yeah.
Where is the bacon for Highland Park?
Where's the bacon? Don't forget about Highland Park or Harper Woods.
Correct.
I mean, you know,
Correct.
I'm telling you, it can be done.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
but you've got to want to do it. It has to be here in your heart. You have to literally love the people. You have to care about the people that you represent.
I look at the homeless when I'm always coming in here. I always see homeless guys, most of them black. And I always give them $1. I say, hey, keep your head up.
Yeah.
But my question is, and I ask the politician this, why is more being done for homeless people in the area? I know you are involved in helping the homeless. Can you share that with us?
Well, let me tell you. Sometimes it gets to be a real challenge. But when people come to you and they say, I don't have a place to live, my team and we work hard to try and get them place. That's what we do. And when the HUD secretary was here back in, I want to say, several months ago, the HUD secretary was here, and I saw him at a football game when the Lions played Dallas. All right, so he was at that game. I thought, what an opportunity for me to have that conversation with him. So his thing is that the monies that HUD currently gives to people for down payment on their rent, first and second month rent, that kind of thing, they're cutting all of that out.
They're cutting it
They
out.
don't, yeah, cutting it out. And he says, well, I'm only going to invest in the shelters, transitional housing, because we want people to become more self-sufficient, more self-reliant, so they can keep going. Yeah, well, have you seen? I said to them, now, you're here in this city visiting, but you've only seen the glamorous things. I said, since you're talking about you want to make sure that people in shelters, transitional housing, then I think you need to go and look at some of the conditions of some of these shelters. People don't deserve to live like that.
Correct.
So if we can't stop him from just saying that's where they're going to put the money, and I know that some organizations did take him to court, then renovate the shelters, build new transitional housing so that people will have a decent place to live with their children in particular.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Love the solutions.
I think that's important because unfortunately You know, I grew up kind of in a homeless situation too with my family. No choice house because I grew up in Mississippi. So it was a different ball game down there. So when people think of homeless people, they look for people to look a certain way. No, I was one of them, right? So, but fortunately for me, God has blessed my circumstances. And
That's right.
So when I seen a face like yours, when my mama pro somebody like you, it was a grateful, overwhelming. You understood.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people about the politics. You have to like somebody that understands you, regardless of the color. But they have to be genuine.
And who cares?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I took the liberty one day. I says, I'm going to go by this shelter just to see what it's like. Just did a pop in. And there were some small children there. And because a number of our shelters have not passed inspection.
Wow.
But people don't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah, I understand.
You know.
Yes, ma'am.
So it becomes, what do we do? Okay, well, if we can't fix one thing, we need to fix the other. So if people have to live in temporary shelter, then let's make sure that it's a decent place to be.
Correct.
For the time being, until we can get them in permanent housing.
Correct.
And that's what we should be doing. And that's what we are working on doing. When people come to us, we do all that we can.
Yes, ma'am.
Especially when their baby is concerned or an elderly
correct.
person.
Correct.
I got it tears away at your heart, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. When I'm down in Silver Cologne, there's a homeless guy. He's an older guy. And sometimes he'll come in there. I'm known for giving cologne to homeless people.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do that. I give it to him for free. And I bag his up some stuff and give it to him. Because we have to understand that you got senior citizens on the street too.
Yes.
That's homeless. You know,
Yes.
it ain't just young people.
Because where they lived before, the rent has escalated so high, they can't afford to live there anymore. They are on fixed income.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is why I say to HUD and to MISTA, we cannot allow them to get out of the housing business. We need them to help us build more housing. Because even though we've built a lot of housing in the city of Detroit, guess what? When the developers build them, they want to make a profit. They're not thinking about people who are low income.
Correct.
You know, that's not their goal.
Correct.
That, you know, if we can get them just to include a few units,
Yes, ma'am.
To be grandfathered over.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then, then we've done something. But ultimately, that is not their goal. Their goal is to make money. So we need HUD and MISTA to be in the housing business the way they used to be. We just can't do without them. And that's my message. And as soon as I can sit down with this HUD guy again, I mean, I didn't really sit down with him. He was at a game, but we did have some conversations.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I told them, I said, I'm going to invite you guys back. I want to take you on a tour here in the city
Yes, ma'am.
so that you can see some of the things for yourself.
And see, and that's why, you know, I know I watch the committee meetings and all that. So if you was on the housing committee, you know, we got you know, Congressman Mary Waters on the House Committee representing the thirst from the city of Detroit. People gonna be looking at you like Jasmine Crockett,
Yeah.
right? Because they know she gonna set it off. And we have to. I tell on this show, I'm like, bro, we gotta put people in there that's effective.
That's right.
Yes.
And
yes.
with you having this wisdom and knowledge of what you have, you know who to go to, where to go to. Do we have time for people who don't really care about the people or on job training?
Yeah.
I'm like, put somebody. If you're gonna get a car fixed by a 30-year mechanic,
Yeah.
or you're gonna get a mechanic that just started 5 years ago.
That's right. I'm already trained. I'm ready to go. Yes, I am. And people act like they resent wisdom and knowledge these days.
Yeah,
Especially in that whole
Right.
political arena. It's kind of like, if you have knowledge and wisdom, you're not the person that we want. It's crazy.
Well, I think they do it because I think they say that as an undercurrent, but there's other reasons why. My opinion. Because if they felt that way, a lot of them wouldn't be supporting Donald Trump. Let's be clear. He was
Yeah.
79. He was an older president elected 216, now 224. So they just talking. They don't like you because they know you're going to be effective. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
people don't want effective people in there. So there's other people behind the scenes They say, if we put Mary Waters in there, she going to hold our feet to the fire. She going to start going at them deadbeat landlords. She going to start protecting senior citizens. She going to start advocating on behalf of homeless people.
They can count on it.
Fact. Your records show that.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Waters, we appreciate you.
Oh, well, thank you so
Is there
much.
anything else you want to say, please?
Well, I just want to say to your listeners who live in the 13th Congressional District, if you know somebody that live in the 13th Congressional District, if you could give them a call up 10 of your friends,
That's
5
right.
of your friends,
Correct.
and ask that they write in Mary Waters and then color in that oval right there next to my name. Look for U.S. Representative in Congress, 13th District, and write in Mary Waters, and then shade in that oval. And then this Saturday, starting at 6:30, I want to invite people to come to join me at my campaign kickoff.
Okay.
You know, even though we've been working, we're just officially having a kickoff.
Yes, ma'am.
This time around, I was too busy trying to fight the courts and stuff to do a kickoff before.
Yes, ma'am.
So that part was delayed, but people have already started voting for me. Those that know that I'm a write-in, but we want to invite them to come down. And oh my goodness, and I need to look up the address right quick. Do you have the address that you can give them?
The address
Yes.
right here.
And I want to say thank you so much for announcing it on Politics and Politics You Decide.
And then I
that
want
you
people
run.
to go to Mary Waters for MI.com. That is my website.
Okay.
So that they can also get additional information about me and about this event as well.
And
So
I
you're
have
going to
the
give out the address?
Yeah, I
Okay.
have the address too, Ms. Water. It is going to be 9090 Dwight Street, and that's in Detroit, Michigan. It's going to be Saturday, June 27th at 6:30 p.m. So show up. This
Show
is the
up and show
campaign
out.
launch.
Show up and show out.
Yes,
Miss
show up.
Waters, I want to say that I'm just sitting here absorbing what you're talking about right now, because you have so many solutions, and me and Tula talk about it all the time about being solution based. So I just wanted to absorb, and I love your direction. What you're
absolutely.
doing.
And thank you all for helping me to promote skilled trades.
Yes.
You know, because those are career opportunity for people. You get paid while you receive the training, and we always have a really good turnout. So I just want to thank you all
problem.
for always pushing that program. We
Yes.
appreciate it.
Well, I'm gonna say so. I watched Tony Brown sometime. I wouldn't give my age away, but I watched Tony Brown from the '70s. You remember Tony Brown? And they could take you now, because back then they was effective. Black politicians, and put you in that time and put you in time frame now. You just, I just want to take my
So
hat
I
off
fit
to
in
you.
both places.
Oh,
Okay,
absolutely.
all right now.
You do an extraordinary job. Anybody want to know why I call Mary Waters Fannie Lou Hamer? Watch Fannie Lou Hamer. And I like the way you move. It ain't just about this.
Yeah.
I know you are effective in the community, and this is what we got to start picking. People who are effective, not just lip service. Ms. Waters, thank you so much for coming in. You're welcome to come on this platform anytime that you want.
Thank you, guys. I certainly appreciate this. Much love to both of you. I thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
All right.
All right, you can tell them what it get. Now listen, because I want you. Hopefully you'll come back before August 4th. But you can let them know what to vote and how to do that again.
Yes. So when you get your ballot, and some of you probably have your ballots right now, go down to the U.S. Congress piece, U.S. Representative in Congress. Look at the 13th district. The very last line, you'll be able to write my name in, Mary Waters, and then shade in that oval so that we can make sure that your vote counts.
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
repeat that one more time for the listeners?
All right. So, U.S. Representative in Congress, when you get your ballot, well, you'll see the different congressional districts. You'll look for the 13th congressional district.
13th, yes, ma'am.
Go down to the last line, write in Mary Waters, and then shade in that oval, that little circle that you see on your ballot,
Okay.
and write my name there.
All right, we look forward to having you back. I'm sorry I didn't print up your accolades, so many. positive accolades, but next time you come, we will have that.
Well, and that, no, because you know many of them anyway, and you say them from your heart, and I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. All right, y'all, we're going to go to a commercial. We'll be right back.
If you enjoy the music, the talk, and the vibe right here on WHPR, we need your support. Help us keep independent radio alive by sending a Cash App donation of whatever you can to $WHPR TV Radio. Every dollar makes a difference. That's $WHPR TV Radio. Support the station that supports you.
313watkins.com. Streaming on Roku.
We had a great interview with premature Congressman Mary Waters. But now we got Brother Tony Reeves. He is here. He is running for the state
Senate,
State
District number
Senate,
3.
District number 3. So go ahead, good brother, introduce yourself to people. Let's get right into it. We do not have a lot of time, but go ahead.
Yeah, so my name is Tony Reeves. I'm a lifelong East Sider, born and raised in the East Side of Detroit by the Brewsters. I live presently in Jefferson Chalmers. My grandparents moved up there in '68. So we got that house in our. We've been in that community ever since.
So I seen a lot of your signs on the east side.
Yeah.
So you doing a great job with getting your information out. What would you do for that? Okay, so what are the things you're not seeing being done that you would do for the people if you was becoming a state representative?
Well, I mean, this is one major issue that we've been facing over on the east side of Detroit. So basically, the east side of Detroit, the reason I always rip the east side hard isn't that I don't have any love for the west side. It's just that the east side is so neglected. So one of my campaign slogans has become neglect to respect. So we want to take the east side from neglect to respect.
Correct.
If you look at the east side, we have a lot of abandoned buildings. We have a lot of not even abandoned buildings anymore. We have empty parks empty lots where, when I say lots, the entire block is empty. No houses, 1 or 2 houses in the entire block. You have deer and wildlife grazing there now. Like we're in the rainforest or something like that. And that comes from the fact that we don't have people who are fighting hard for us. I know Councilmember Ward was sitting in the seat right now, but members of our community in Jefferson Chalmers have been asking city council members to step up. When it comes to industrial waste, industrial pollution, everybody thinks that the east side of Detroit is an industrial waste zone. We live there. There are people who have been living their entire lives, and those people are no less important than anybody else in the city of Detroit or anyone else in America for that matter.
So if you went to the state, you'll have more effective. Would you be able to get more funding to do? Let me ask that.
So there's a couple of things. So we spoke about. I think last time I was on the show, I spoke about the local sales tax.
Correct.
And how we want to build an investment fund to build wealth in our community. I think that's kind of something that I've always been working on for the past 3 or 4 years. I think it's been moving too slow because we don't have effective representation in Lansing. These are very technical skills that you have to have in order to push this through, and we've been working with Councilmember Johnson's office and also Senator Chang's office, but they haven't been able to get it across the finish line. I think that if I am in office, then I'll definitely be able to get it across the finish line for the city of Detroit.
Let me ask you this: do you think they really want to cross the finish? I mean, I think sometimes people don't want. I don't think people want Detroit to be what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's sad. It's not. So I don't have a problem if people from outside Detroit don't want Detroit to rise up. If you're playing when the Knicks is playing against the Spurs, you can't get mad when the Spurs don't want the Knicks to win. I mean, that's the entire game, right?
Correct.
But when you got players on the Knicks that don't want the Knicks to win, then you got a big problem.
Correct.
You can't come back from 29 points down and win a championship ring if you got people on your team that don't want you to become effective. They don't want to win. And I say that to say this. So right now, I think I'm not sure if I mentioned before, but GLEWA is planning to put a pumping station in the middle of Jefferson Chalmers. So when I say in the middle, I mean on Frood and Algonquin, in the middle of the intersection of the street. Okay. So, and to give you a little bit of background, Jefferson Chalmers is in the floodplain, which means that we are required to have flood insurance, and we can't. The federal government won't spend a single dime or a single penny in our neighborhood until we're out of the floodplain. Now, there's a magical boundary for that floodplain. It's called Alter Road. that happens to also be the boundary between Detroit and Grosse Pointe, if you didn't know. So when you're on the Detroit side of Alta Road, you're in the floodplain. When you're on the Grosse Pointe side of Alta Road, you're not in the floodplain. And being a researcher and scientist that I am, I did an experiment where I took a bottle of water, a gallon of water, I poured it right down the yellow stripes in the middle of Alta Road, and you know that the water was migrating over to the Grosse Pointe side? I kid you not, but we're in the floodplain, okay? That's because we don't have proper representation. And we talk about people in our community. Councilmember Johnson has been working with residents hand in glove for the past 2 years about this pumping station. We've been from the very beginning fighting them putting the pumping station in our neighborhood. Last 8 months we've been working on. She's been negotiating on our behalf with GLEWA to create a benefits agreement. They're not required to have a CBO, but she's trying to have a voluntary CBO.
Explain what a CBO is.
A community benefits agreement.
Okay, what is that? Can you explain?
So when you have development happening above a certain amount, those developers are required to sit with community and negotiate benefits that will mitigate the impact of the harm that they're doing in our community. So putting a pumping station in the middle of an intersection in the neighborhood is obviously having a strong impact, right? So we can't stop that from happening necessarily, but we can at least try and mitigate some of that impact. So she asked us to sit together as community and come up with a set of plans. It's probably about 20, 30 of us have been working on this over the past, 7, 8 months with council members' office as well. And we got to a point where we delivered a package to her, which we thought was fair, at least a starting point for negotiations. She gave, a response to us on May 4th and gave us until, in the beginning of June to reply. We just asked the city council to give us a little bit more time to get information, some clarity. So GLEWA gave their proposal, we gave ours. We just want a little bit more clarity on, what's the gaps? Where do you stand on these gaps between our proposal and your proposal? So June 4th, Councilmember Waters, this is in her. She's the chair of the economic development subcommittee, chair committee. I can't remember what it's called, but it's PED. She's the chair of the PED committee, and on June 4th, they said we're going to vote to bring it back 1 week later, which is June the 11th. Now we're all planning to come back on June the 11th. She, in her office, reiterated twice in our community block club meetings. June 11th is coming back to PED. Do you know, 2 days before the June 11th, on June 9th, the city council, including Ms. Waters there, pulled it out of committee and voted unanimously to pass that resolution without even telling anybody in our community?
Well, hold on. Let me say this up front. I don't want to say something. I'd rather for her to be here to defend.
She can come.
No. Hold on. We don't do that.
Let me finish.
Hold on, good brother. Yeah. Hold on. Because I don't like that. I'm just gonna be up front with you. Hold on. I understand that we got gripes with politicians. I do, but what I don't like to do is bring somebody on who I just brought on, and we don't want to do that. I'd rather have them here. We ain't doing that. So let's I'd rather move on from that. I understand what you're saying, but I'm just gonna be up front with you about me.
Okay,
because I ain't gonna let nobody say something about you. I don't do that. Let's focus on why you running, and that's
So let me come back to that point. The reason that I'm running is that specific point right there. Okay. The fact that when I want you to understand this. Okay, we have residents who we're not paid. We don't have a paid staff. We're not getting paid to do this work. We're coming home from our jobs 18 hours. Some of us 16, 8 to 16 hours a day. We have family obligations coming home. Some of us have children. Some of us have elderly parents that we're taking care of. We're spending money out of our pocket.
Understand.
And you mean to tell me that you can't even dignify us with even a heads up that this is going to be voted upon?
I understand.
Let me finish one statement, okay? We found out from a reporter asking for questions on that issue. So when it comes to our residents, we have to have people that are going to fight for us, and people who are going to, under no circumstances, are they going to blink. When GLEWA comes in there and starts threatening city council, they have to also sit with community and understand that we have rights as well.
Okay. So let me say that we got to wrap up, but I want to say this, and I said this to her. I think she's overqualified to go to Congress, overqualified. And I understand that we might not like some of the stuff they do. Like people might say they don't like some of the stuff you do. But what I don't like to do is really point fingers at black politicians. There's more to it to me than that. So I'm just putting that out there. But thank you. Sorry for the short time. We had a long interview, but I definitely appreciate you being here.
Right on.
And but I'm just upfront about it, man. I don't like that. That's messy to me, and I don't like doing that. I don't move like that. I just like for people to talk. Okay, good brother. Well, we appreciate it. Mr. Tyler's giving us the wrap-up sign. Y'all know we always say, Catch me Monday at 5 o'clock. Real Talk with Tula Gabon. And thank you for coming. Justin had to leave. Thank you for coming. Any comments you want to make, your brother, before you leave?
Absolutely not. Just appreciate giving us this the space on the airwaves. And again, 20 Reeves, State Senate District Number 3. Someone's gonna fight for the East Side no matter what. You put a gun to my head, pull the trigger, but we're not gonna back down. That's as simple as that.
Okay, I respect that. All right, y'all. Catch me Monday at 5 o'clock. Real Talk with Tula Gabon. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Thank you.